And find out whether Neil will be facing food heaven or food hell. Everybody in the studio they made their mind up. For food heaven would be this wonderful sort of pile of suet, traditional suet for a traditional pastry to go with some beef and some onions. Alternatively, the dreaded food hell would be that pile of oysters over there, tempura fried with a nice little dressing out of this little green bottle, yuzu juice, which is like a sort of an oriental mandarin, so quite strong in flavour with a nice bit of chilli in there.
That sounds nice.
It is.
No, put them aside.
What do you think these lot have decided? We know everybody wanted it was 3-0 to people at home.
Everybody, I think, let the viewer speak. It's suet.
You've got to thank Lauren.
Suety Saturday.
Because it was her vote that got it for her.
Hey, well done, Lauren.
Stuck
Thank
by
you.
it. She stuck by it, and you've got the fantastic suet over here. So pastry we need to make first, boys. So lose that out of the way.
Thanks.
So if you can mix together with flour, which we've got there, and this suet. Now this is the dried suet that's traditional, but this is what suet looks like. So if you mix that with some water and a bit of salt, yeah, that would be great.
So it's dead easy, really, James. You just whack it all together.
You whack it all together. It really is not complicated, is this? It really is very, very simple. So the idea is we're just going to brown off our meat in there. So
what meat are you using? What have you got?
This is a little bit of stewing steak. You can use a little bit of top side, that kind of stuff, really. But what I do is generally do it in batches. So the problem is if you put it all in one pan, the temperature reduces down and it ends up stewing in the pan and not colouring. So once it goes in the pan, don't touch it. Just leave it. Now in there I'm going to put some onions. We've got a bit of garlic, which I'll crush up. Tomato puree, a bit of flour. But I'm going to cook it in beer and some stock. Boys, they're making our pastry. So basically, you make it by hand.
Oh, you make it by hand?
What's he got traditional? Yeah.
What's he got in there?
You're doing it by spoon, but that's a novel way, yeah. It's flour.
In Ireland, we make it with a spoon.
Yeah, it's flour, it's suet, it's water, bit of salt, and that's it. Hispy cabbage, very seasonal at the moment. Grows in the garden. It does at my house anyway, but it's fantastic. Hispy cabbage, it's wonderful. So, a bit of garlic. So we're basically just frying it off till you get a bit of colour on it. And it's that colour that's going to brown our stew.
Well, it looks lovely already, doesn't it?
You could just eat it as it is, couldn't you? Now I'm going to use a pressure cooker because they become really trendy now. Pressure cookers.
What's the good thing about a pressure cooker?
Speed. Speed. Normally when you're making a stew, which that can all go in, yeah, and then we'll take our onions, brown these off as well. Normally when you're making a stew, it would take a good 2 hours, which is the nice part, at least 2 hours.
Yeah.
So if I did this in a normal pan, it would take 2 hours. If I do it in a pressure cooker, halves that, it takes 45 minutes. Right. Just to show that suet again, this is the suet. It's from the outer casing of the kidneys. Fantastic, this stuff.
Yeah, it's beautiful,
brilliant.
isn't it? Have you ever made one, James, where you mince that yourself?
Yeah, this is beef suet, but you've got pork suet, you've got lamb suet as well. We were farmers, you know, when I was a kid, boys, you know.
Yeah, right.
Well, I was. We were brought up on this sort of stuff. Proper portions, none of that sort of 2 rib.
I noticed the proper portions on the ribs, absolutely.
Proper grub. Well, we're, you know,
So
from the
suet
north,
is from, what did you say suet
from
was?
the
It
outer
from the...
casing of the kidneys.
Wow.
So if you look at a kidney and you take a peel off the suet, you've got the kidney inside.
So your folks quite poor now, James, from having to feed you as a kid.
Right, moving on to the beef.
Where is
Just
this?
carry on messing around with
You're
that
from
stuff.
Yorkshire, James, are you not?
I am from Yorkshire, yeah.
Well, whereabouts?
From Malton.
Where's that?
Which is North Yorkshire, bit,
Northish.
in between York and Scarborough.
Oh, lovely.
There you go. There you go. So we've put the onions and the beef in. We've got some beer.
Gosh, it's really easy to work with this.
Yeah.
What, James?
No, not James. This suet pastry is really easy to work.
See, this is proper grub. Tortellini and
It's quality.
some fancy vinegar. Right. In we go with some beer.
What do you want with the parsley?
Now, the secret is with... can you chop it up for us?
Yeah,
there? That's going to
sure.
go in your cabbage.
Okay.
Now, when you're doing your cabbage, we've just got butter in there. There we go. So the idea is to put some stock in.
You're sautéing the cabbage or
Yep.
something.
Don't boil it.
Oh. Is that's just for this kind of cabbage?
Yeah. Lid on. Like that. Put it on number 2 on this one, but you bring it to a gentle steam like that. 45 minutes, it's done. In the fridge, we've got our beef. It's ready. Now you need to allow this to cool down and season it. There you go. Right. What are we doing?
Yep, good.
Can I use that? And then we quickly line a little one, and then you can then finish off our lid. Thank you very much. So you use a little pot. My granny used to use one of those little dishes that you get from antique shops now. Those little lovely tin dishes, those white enamel dishes.
Yeah.
Keep them.
Got them. Yeah.
You can't get them nowadays. It's all plastic and all fancy sort of stuff. But the proper ones, that's what you need. We've got our... How are we doing our topping, boys?
Good. Tops on the way.
Then we grab our beef. See, he's had to go up a gear over there, you see, that little Irish fella.
Aren't you glad you're not doing oysters now? You see that?
Better than
going
old man, isn't it? Crikey.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
Elder
beautiful, isn't it?
statesman.
Yes, that was it.
Is that what you said earlier?
Get it rolled, yeah. Yeah, your earring's gone as well. Right, a little bit of water on there. Place that on there. Back of a knife. Not obviously the front of the knife, otherwise you'll tear the plastic. Back of a knife. All the way around. Seal that like that. Lid on, tin foil, in the steamer. You can put the lid on. Where's the lid gone? You got the lid?
Yeah,
He's
there
not
it
got
is.
the lid. No, not the lid. The lid for that.
Oh, right.
Anyway, lid, tin foil,
have it.
over there. Put that on. You got the lid?
I don't know where it went. I did
He's
see it
blind as
earlier.
a bat anyway, right. There you
Somebody put the board on top of it.
Here you go.
go. Lid, thank you very much. You put the lid on there. Done. All right?
We've done this before.
Yes. Right, can you remove all that light out of the way? Right. Now, boys, now we're on about portion size.
Listen, I've had no complaints about my portion, young man. That's good. My 5 rubber tortellini.
Suet pudding.
Perfect.
You can, of course, do a savoury, sweet one with this,
Crikey.
which is called the Sussex Pond Pudding. Look at that in there.
Wow.
Check that out.
No more mocking the suet, I think.
Yes.
now.
Hey.
And these boys would put a little pile of cabbage on there. I'm just going to put our Yorkshire portion, get it on there. Switch that off. There's your irons. Neil, dive into your suet pudding with beef raised in beer and onions.
I'm going to need a lie down.
I'm really glad that you're having with suet.
And you can, of course, when you download
Why?
this recipe, you can double it and do it for 2 portions if you wish.
Do you make a lot of this sort of thing in your restaurants?
Me, no.
There you go. We've got Barbaria de Asti 2010 from Marks and Spencer's, available for $7.99.
That's pretty nice, isn't
You
it?
think you're going to get any of this? I don't think so.
He's gone.
Better than your
But
oysters.
darling, I have to say, we've been bang on with our wine choices this week. This has been another one. Do you want a bigger spoon with that or something? Like I was saying, there is a sweet one you can do called a Sussex Pond Pudding, which is the same pastry. You put whole lemons, butter and sugar, and cook it for the same amount of time, 2 hours in a steamer. Serve it with proper custard and all that crumb and glaze stuff. It's delicious. And I get left with the bottle as normal. That's all for today on Saturday Kitchen. Thanks to Michael Keynes, Paul Rankin and Neil Dudgeon. Cheers to Susie Atkins for the wine choices. Spectacular today. And our chef's table guests, Diane and Lauren. All the recipes from today are on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. We're back live at a slightly later time of 11 o'clock next Saturday due to the Indian Grand Prix. In the meantime, have a fantastic weekend. Bye for now. Go on, girls. Bye.